Salute!
May the best swordsperson win.
Good luck then.
En garde! Fight!
Not even you will be able to last that long, Athena.
You look like you're in.
What?
And we have a winner.
I won! Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Athena Pallas, a future knight of Convallaria.
Question 1. What is the Knights of Convallaria's motto?
order and beauty, to protect the beauty of Amorphi's freedom with the Sword of Order.
Who founded the Knights of Convallaria? And when?
The Knights of Convallaria were formed in 2216 by Colleen Palace.
Who gives this adopted girl the right to take such pride in the Palace name? I am the rightful heir of the Palace family, not anyone else.
The Knights are divided into the Knights of Convallaria and the Knights of the Lighthouse, depending on their duties.
What do the Knights of the Lighthouse do?
The Knights of the Lighthouse are knights who are posted to different regions to uphold the law and protect local societies.
Athena.
I hereby declare, on behalf of the Knights of Convallaria, you have passed the first stage of the admission examination.
For the glory of the Knights of Convallaria!
Ugh.
Next up is the sword fighting test. You can memorize every book backward and forward, but you won't be able to defend Amorphes if you can't swing a sword. In the next round, you'll be pitted against a knight on active duty. Of course, you're not required to defeat them to pass the exam. You just need to stay on your feet. Although you'll both be using wooden swords, we cannot guarantee that no injuries will occur. Are you ready, Athena? There's still time to back out if you want.
I'm ready.
You lost in one move to a girl less than 10 years old.
I'm afraid I'll have to ask the commander to reconsider your position within the Knights of Convallaria.
I wasn't ready. She moved before the count. She cheated.
Silence! Do you wish to bring even more shame to the Knights? There was definitely an element of luck in your victory, but according to the Knights of Convallaria examination rules, I hereby declare that you, Athena, have passed the second stage of the trial.
Really? Does that mean...
Do not get ahead of yourself, girl. Impatience is a poor quality for a Knight of Convallaria. The commander has requested there be one additional test. Fail, and you shall not be permitted to join the Knights.
Another test?
Don't waste my time.
They shall worship my glory.
So this is where they hold the final test. The Temple of Art.
What's wrong? I thought I'd explained the test quite well enough already.
Huh? The examination rules state very clearly that all I need to do is pass the knowledge test and the sword fighting test.
What's this test for? I didn't have anything like this when I joined. Did the commander really come up with something like this?
How could Argo be so ruthless with his own sister?
Yeah. Either way, it makes for a good show. I can't wait to see the brat's luck finally run out.
Argo, you can't invent your own rules just because you have some kind of private grudge.
I would ask you to take that groundless accusation back, Vice Commander. I am simply following the Commander's wishes to hold a fair and open examination.
I've never heard of an extra test.
It was a direct order from Commander Colleen. I suggest you take it up with her directly, should you have any qualms about it.
Like you don't know she won't come here today.
I understand. I'm ready to take the test.
Athena?
My grandmother wouldn't have hesitated in the face of a challenge.
The puppet show has begun.
I'm not getting my hands dirty.
Such ugliness should never exist.
It must hurt. Come, our play is not over until the curtain call.
How naive.
Let me think. What should I do with such a lazy little lamb?
Such a vain effort. Out of my way. I'll end this.
I love kids like you who know how to behave.
I'm not getting my hands dirty.
Welcome the first rays of the morn with me.
And that's how you'll be remembered.
Victory was assured from the start, of course.
Stay calm. Assess the information. These are the basic principles of a Knight of Convallaria. Since it's a palace family heirloom, Grandmother must have spoken of it before.
Family heirloom. Yes, I do recall such a treasure in our possession, before someone borrowed it and never brought it back.
What? Like a thief?
No, he was a friend of mine. He borrowed it for a statue he was working on and promised to give me the statue with a jewel inside once he was finished. But
Even your best friend should give things back after they borrow them.
I guess you're right. But that's how he was. Always running around, getting himself and others into trouble.
Grandmother said she lent the jewel to a friend for a statue he was making. That narrows things down a bit. I just need to find statues with gems in them. I might as well start in the statue section.
Unidentified visitor detected.
What? My name is Athena Palace, a future knight of Convallaria.
Athena, Palas. Searching. Search complete. No match name on the list.
Huh? But I'm here as part of the Knights of Convallaria entrance exam.
Athena Palas is not authorized. Subject classified as an intruder.
Wait a second!
Intruders discovered. Initiating expelling program.
Wait, I'm not an intruder!
Intruder in the sculpture gallery. Requesting backup. Requesting backup.
Armored knights from all around are heading here. This can't be part of the test, right?
Athena, what are you drawing? Ah, is it a map of the Stellaris Temple? Let me see. This is the painting gallery. This is the statue gallery. Here's the musical instruments section. You've got them all in the right place. Still, why do you want to draw this?
Because you once said, if I want to defend somewhere, I need to know it like the back of my hand. So, a Knight of Convallaria should memorize the map of the Stellaris Temple.
Not a bad answer, Athena. Still, you're missing something on your map.
Huh? Where?
I'm afraid you'll have to find out for yourself during your next trip. But keep in mind, Athena, something as old and majestic as the Stellaris Temple must always be treated with reverence.
I understand, Grandmother.
Hello? A visitor? It's been a very long time since the last time I took appointments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
I'm the one who should feel sorry. I would have cleaned up a bit if I'd known I was going to have company. Please forgive the mess.
He looks kind of familiar.
It's fine. It's a good excuse to take a breather. Although, you have an artist who's been working non-stop for weeks. Then an elf-like girl suddenly pops out of thin air as he starts to feel sleepy. A plot straight from a play.
Huh? I didn't know there was a resident here. I'm so sorry. Please allow me to make it up to you for interrupting your work. Sir?
I'm sorry. It was just that serious expression on your face. And your unbending desire to shoulder the responsibility for everything.
Do I also look like that friend of yours?
Yes. My guess is that I'm not the first person to have told you that. She's very well known in Amorphis. In fact, you've probably heard of her. Her name is Colleen Palace. grandmother, Colleen?
Yes, I'm Colleen Palace's granddaughter, Athena Palace.
Granddaughter. So that's how it is.
Are you grandmother's friend?
Yes. Well, at least I think I am. I don't know what Colleen thinks of me.
Could you please tell me your name? Perhaps grandmother has mentioned you before.
Certainly. My name is Lucien.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lucien. But I'm sorry. I don't think my grandmother has ever mentioned your name. But maybe it's just I wasn't paying attention. It doesn't mean you're not her friend.
Don't trouble yourself over it. Athena, do you mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
I'm looking for something. Something my grandmother said she lent to a friend and then never got back.
If you borrow something and don't return it, that's robbery. Who would want a friend stealing from you like that? Athena, what was it that was taken from your grandmother?
A palace family heirloom. A jewel called Eyes on the Immortal Star.
What kind of person would borrow a family heirloom and forget to bring it back? What they... Wait a minute.
What is it, Mr. Lucien?
I should first apologize, for it was me she lent it to.
Mr. Lucien, why didn't you return it to my grandmother?
You see, it's not that I didn't want to return it. It's just that I haven't had time to return it yet. As you can see, I live a cloistered life here for my creative work, and I need the eyes on the immortal star for my creation. As soon as it's done, I'm going to give the statue to Colleen.
It must have taken you a very long time.
The gem had too many impurities in it and took me ages to fix. But now it's fine. I should be done by tomorrow. Say, would you mind taking the statue to Colleen for me?
Are you telling me the truth, Mr. Lucien?
Of course. Do I look like someone who would lie to a child?
All right. But it's been so long since grandmother has heard from you. I think you should let her know first.
So long since she's heard from me. I see. Well, think about it this way, Athena. If someone has waited so long for a promise to be kept that they've given up all hope, won't they be all the more surprised to learn it's been fulfilled?
Was that your plan all along?
Yes, precisely.
I see. In that case, I'll wait here until you're done.
My thanks.
If it were just a case of an unfinished statue, why would grandmother have sent me to the temple instead of just waiting a bit longer?
Sorry if I'm boring you.
No.
You don't need to sit so rigid and upright around here, you know. Is that something Colleen taught you?
One must always maintain knightly etiquette when outside of one's home.
Like grandmother, like granddaughter, I suppose. You were looking at some of the things lying around here? Please feel free to take a closer look if anything takes your fancy.
Oh, you're too polite, Mr. Lucian. After all, this is... do you mean it?
Of course.
I'll make sure to keep it quiet.
Make yourself at home. Just don't set your expectations too high. It's just what I did while messing around on my own. I didn't intend for anyone to ever see it.
You're too modest. Even I can tell that these are all precious works of art. You must be a great admirer of Odysseus, Mr. Lucian. These 3 pieces are all exact replicas of his works. I can't even tell the difference between yours and the real one. This is...
Ah, that was a gift from a friend.
Mr. Lucian, you don't need to pay attention to me like that. I'm happy just to look around by myself. Please, just pretend I'm not here.
It's not your fault. Knowing that someone is looking at my collection for the first time makes me want to work as a tour guide. I need a break anyhow. The person who gave me this watch was an outstanding sculptor. But it's more than the superb craftsmanship that has won my favor. Hey, wait for me! I said I'm sorry, Darian. Won't you talk to me? We're going to be teammates soon. How are we going to work together in the debate if you won't even listen to me?
You know, people like you are the reason why the stereotype Amorphe's punctuality exists.
But that's not too far from the truth, right? It's not a stereotype if it's true.
I can see you're still trying to talk yourself out of it. Since you're so eager to express yourself, you can head up the debate today.
Now that's a little too far. Today's debate is a big one. If we lose, it'll cast a shadow over the future of the Astral Council. No, over the future of Amorphes itself.
Ah, so you do understand the importance. Then why were you still late? It's going to put us at a disadvantage right from the start.
Is this for me? But my birthday's still months away.
It's to remind you that time is precious. We were late to the last debate because of you, remember?
Of course I do. I took a long, hard look at myself after that time you told me the importance of punctuality, and I've gotten a lot better.
Like going from being 5 minutes late to 4 minutes late deserves a compliment. People need to learn a sense of responsibility, or at least...
This pocket watch is a work of art. The design of the hands, the texture of the strap, and the numbers on the dial here. Is that ancient Morphe script? A piece of this complexity must have taken you ages to make. I don't know how I should thank you, old friend.
Its dual purpose deserved my time. It's my gift to you, and also a memento of the debate we just won against the antediluvians.
Why would this watch be a memento of the debate?
Because your tardiness was the only negative mark against our names.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No matter how little you care, you should respect yourself and your position, along with the responsibilities that come with it. If you can't even show up on time, how are you going to serve the future of Amorphes? No matter what you believe, in the eyes of the outside world, you represent the New Order and the Astral Council. I hope you learn your lesson this time, and go to bed early from now on.
I think that was the first time he'd ever given someone a gift. As bad-tempered as he was, he wanted to show how much our friendship meant to him.
I don't think that's why your friend gave you this as a gift.
It's a shame that I couldn't change, and ended up letting him down. Otherwise, this gift for Colin would have been finished a long time ago. Is there anything else that's caught your eye? Every single item here has a fascinating story behind it.
But aren't I distracting you from your work?
It's fine. Occasional pauses can be a valuable source of inspiration. Besides, once I start talking, I find it rather difficult to stop.
All right, if you're sure. What's the story behind this puppet?
Oh, that. I thought little girls of your age preferred dolls in flowery dresses?
Was this puppet based on my grandmother?
Good afternoon, Miss Harth. You're looking as lovely as ever. I do hope you've changed your mind about joining the Astral Council.
I'm afraid not.
Oops. Well, it's even more depressing here than the last time I came.
The puppet craze that swept through Amorphes was nothing more than a gust of wind. It came and went. And I don't mind closing the society down if people have no need for it.
People still like puppets, as far as I know. But your craftsmanship is too far ahead of its time, and none can even attempt to hold a candle to you. As time has gone on, everyone has simply stopped trying. They've left the industry altogether.
Oh, really? But I think we're still so far from achieving everything puppets are capable of, and I'm including myself in that.
I have heard that you have hand-built over 300 combat puppets, Miss Hart. Are you trying to build an army?
In the know, aren't you? But hasn't anyone ever told you it's not necessarily a good thing to know too much?
Do you have to give me that frightening look on your face, Miss Hart?
All I am doing is improving my craft. What you see here are merely prototypes and failed attempts that I've kept as souvenirs. They aren't meant for anything. The Knights of Convallaria have nothing to worry about.
Oh, don't be silly. We have always trusted you, Miss Hart. Improving your craft. But you're already at the top of your game. Maybe you would make a bigger breakthrough if you turned your attention to something other than combat applications?
And you have a suggestion?
I do, as it so happens. How about this? Making a puppet that's fierce in combat but looks all cute and innocent on the outside. For example, it could be dressed up as a maid.
A design like that would detract from the puppet's combat performance, and would conflict entirely with its actual purpose.
Exactly. But I believe you'd enjoy overcoming these challenges, Miss Hart. I can see you're already thinking about it. Tell you what, let's put our puppet-making skills to the test in a little competition. If my puppet wins, you'll join the Astral Council and give up the thought of closing down the Puppet Society.
Artisus, you have reached the pinnacle in so many artistic fields. Still, though I mean you no offense, there's no way you can surpass me with such an impulsive, ill-thought-out venture when it comes to puppetry.
Perhaps I'm being impulsive. Perhaps I'm not. Let me tell you a secret, Miss Hart. I have been a massive fan of your puppet store on Democritus Boulevard ever since the day it opened.
Oh?
With all that being said, if you don't feel like a puppet massacre show, why not try my other suggestion and work on other interesting applications besides combat performance?
I will.
Excellent. Then I'll craft a puppet inspired by the most powerful knight I can think of to compete with yours.
Did you win in the end, Mr. Lucian?
No, I lost.
Oh.
But she showed mercy to my work in the end. Had she not, Colin's puppet would have been damaged beyond repair.
Now that I look closely, I can see quite a few scratches and cracks where it's been repaired.
Colleen! I can't go on. You win. It's not exactly fair that you have two puppets against my one.
The challenger merely stated that there was a time limit on making the puppets. No limit was placed on the number of puppets made. The challenger lost.
You also taught them to speak? I can see defeat. I could only build one puppet in the same time it took you to do all that. With a heavy heart, I bid you goodbye, Miss Hart.
Wait. While you admittedly never stood a chance of defeating me, your puppet did impress me. Is everyone in the Astral Council like you? Stay for a cup of tea and tell me more about it.
Then my friend abandoned her plans to close down the puppet store, and I achieved my initial goal. You know, that duel was probably the only battle that Commander Colleen Palace ever lost. I let her down.
I don't think that counts as one of my grandmother's battles. But thank you for making such a beautiful puppet of her, Mr. Lucien. I'm very interested in how you translated her appearance when she was young into a blueprint, then gradually built it into a real thing. You've even managed to replicate the way she wields her sword, and how she's recovered from many a fierce battle. It seems like you and Grandmother were very good friends.
Hey, I thought you were in a hurry. You sure about squandering your time like this, doing nothing?